You want to make a change to an existing questionnaire, but you also want to maximize how much data you can use for analysis. Is it okay to combine the old data from the original version with the new data from the new version? I'm going to go through two examples here that show how the meaning of the data impacts what you should do, because the answer is that it's typically not a good idea, but it depends. So, for the first example, let's say you had a Likert scale question with three options: disagree, neutral, agree. And you want to add two more options: strongly disagree and strongly agree. There's a meaning behind these options that opens the possibility that if your original respondents had had access to the additional options of strongly disagree or strongly agree, they might have selected them over merely disagreeing or agreeing. In terms of your analysis, if you wanted to see how sentiment is changing over time or run percentages of sentiment, your results might end up skewed and give you a false sense of what's going on. But you'll never know, because the data set from the original version of the questionnaire is sort of incomplete when compared with the meaning that you're capturing with the second version. That means it's probably a bad idea to lump these two data sets together. Now, in a variation of this example, if you wanted to go from the 5-option version down to 3, you might have better luck. In this case, you could count all of those strongly disagrees as regular disagrees, because whether they're disagreeing or disagreeing strongly, they're still disagreeing. And so the meaning of the response is still relatively intact. The same is obviously true for the agreements. But what if, instead of a Likert scale, we're talking about something like a single select or a multi-select list of options for a question like, which of the following genres of music do you prefer? Classic rock, alternative rock, grunge, country, or blues? If you were to eliminate alternative rock from the list of options, you have absolutely no way of knowing which other options those respondents might have chosen. Similarly, if you added an option to the list, you have no way of knowing that the original respondents would not have chosen differently, much like with adding strongly disagree as an alternative to disagree. As a variation on this example, what if you're tracking preferences or behaviors over time, and the introduction of a new option or phasing out of an old option reflects some sort of real-life availability? Examples of this could include questions about which programming languages or social media platforms your respondents use. Even if you're only checking in periodically with respondents, it's more likely that it makes sense to combine these two data sets with an annotation in your analysis about when that option was introduced in real life and in the data. If this video helped you, give a like and tell me about it in the comments. If you've got more questions about this or would like help with your data, drop a comment or reach out to me, Barbara Olsavsky, the owner and data strategist at Blue Designs LLC, on LinkedIn or at bluedesigns.com. Thank you.